Welcome to Strange Company, a Third Eye Blind podcast.
Welcome to Strange Company, a Third Eye Blind podcast. We are here for a very special episode. Before we get into what's special about this episode, right, we have some special things coming up. Sam, what are you drinking?
I ran out of limes, so now I'm drinking vodka, club soda, and lemon.
Ran out of limes.
We ran out of limes. We had like 2 bags. I don't know what happened to them.
So we go through limes like a mother effort, right? You know,
Yeah.
It's in our drinks.
Yeah.
It's in our food. A lot of our food, by the
Yeah.
way. When my daughter came out, I made a cilantro lime rice for
Yeah.
the burrito I made. And she's like, I want to eat that just by itself, you know. It
So
is
good.
scrumdiddlyumptious, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we burn through limes. We're out of limes. So how's the lemon treating you?
I mean, it is not as
I'm
good.
not picky.
It's not as good
I'm
as
not
the lime,
picky.
but it is what it is, man.
It works?
Yep,
It works?
It works. It'll get the job done.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, anyway, couple things before our special guest that we have on this episode. Couple things that there was one thing that popped up since the last little Gab episode. You know, sometimes when summer's dwindling down,
Yeah.
and you know, fall is like rearing its little cold head. You know, sometimes, you know, there's less to talk about in general.
Yeah.
So we might have an episode here or there where we
Yeah.
just gab about what's going on in pop culture. Of course, we're going to try to bring in Third Eye Blind whenever we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, they tore through summer, late summer, spring, fall, so I don't think we'll have any issues bringing 3EB into our dialogue. But, you know, sometimes we will just talk about what's going on in the world of, you know, music. Talk about
Things that are relevant.
Things that come into our world
Yeah.
that are, you know, relevant, like Howard Stern. We had a whole thing about Howard Stern.
Yep.
But yeah, let's get back to Third Eye Blind real quick on this one. There was a show that happened on July 18th.
Okay.
Right? And they've been kind of playing these little, you know, one-off, you know, they're playing here, they're playing there. Like, it's not a set tour where you can follow the tour bus.
Yeah.
Which is very, very unpredictable. But kind of exciting for the fan base. Like, where are they going to pop up? Like,
Yeah.
they might have a show that might be 2 months from now or a month from now, and you got to get tickets quick, which has happened in our world for
Yeah.
the past, you know, year and a half, 2
Yeah.
years. So they had a really, really cool show in Kansas City, baby, KC. Right, at
Yeah.
the Sporting Amphitheater. Sporting Plaza on July 18th.
Okay.
And this was apparently right when England and France were playing their soccer match. I'm not big into soccer,
Okay,
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
FIFA,
Yeah,
whatever FIFA,
FIFA Cup, yeah.
like whatever
Yeah.
it is. I'm not huge into sports or FIFA or FIFA for that matter.
Yeah.
You know, I like FEMA when they come and save the day. But yeah, like this has been big. This has been big because I know the U.S. has come a long way. They did drop out, you know, they did succumb to a better team recently. So now we're on to, you know, England and France as of a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So the cool part about Third Eye Blind playing at Sporting Plaza in KC, Kansas City, you know, Kansas.
Yeah.
Great city, by the way. Great food city. You know, you wouldn't think so. But long story short, like a lot of people that were watching the game, right, at the surrounding bars showed up to this event.
That's tight.
That's
what we would do.
At the KC Sporting Plaza. And I'm looking at pictures right now that the Kansas City Star put out, and it's packed.
Yeah.
It's packed. I'll put that picture up on the supplemental materials section of the website, ddostudios.com/Strange Company. But yeah, just completely packed. And it's funny looking at this right now. Like half the people in the crowd are wearing like, you know, the soccer jerseys representing either, you know, England or France. So they're like, okay, game's over. Now let's go drink and watch Third Eye Blind play.
What a time. I would be doing
Right?
that. Yeah.
If my team won or lost,
Yeah.
you know, whatever the case may be, you know, we're all winning.
Yeah.
Because we can walk outside of the bar and see the best American rock band. Back to America, FIFA. Back to America. The best American rock band that, you know, this country has given birth to. So very, very cool scene. I do want to give a shout out to the Kansas City Star. They actually did a pretty cool article kind of documenting this July 18th concert.
Yeah.
They interviewed a mother and daughter that were there to see Third Eye Blind, actually.
Oh, cool.
Which is very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's, according to the Kansas City Star, I'm going to read it verbatim, right? Mother-daughter duo Marissa Miller and Madison Brumley came to Sporting Plaza just for the band, not for the FIFA. Both have seen the band live before, but Miller subtly flexed one of their band tees from the era of their first album. Their favorite part of the band is those lyrics that say exactly what Jenkins means. Couldn't have said it better. Here's the quote from Brumley. She says, quote unquote, "I think they're really good with keeping trendy music, but the lyrics are deeper than the trendiness of the music.
Yeah.
Even with the newer stuff, I still think the lyrics hit deeper for me than just the sound of their music," Brumley said. Fair point, and couldn't agree more. They defy, as we've said many times, they defy trends. It's the lyrics.
Yeah.
Keep us coming back.
Yeah.
They weave in and out of, music and where the trends are going, but the lyrics are always amazing and bring fans, both old and new, back in, right?
Yeah.
Miller added, and that's why they've been able to hold it for so long. Mic drop, Miller. Mic drop, Miller. Yeah. They ended with "How's It Gonna Be?"
Yeah.
But before that, people were screaming for an encore. Apparently one more song, right? They're like, one more song. And the one song they did play was Slow Motion.
Nice.
So they actually got, the past couple shows, I think they've kind of taken out Slow Motion.
Yeah.
But they put it back in because the crowd response was so one more song, clamoring for it.
Yeah.
So Steven, from what the article says, right? I haven't seen video. I would love to see video of this. But from what the article says, apparently Steven comes out and says, "Hey," paraphrase, "the next song, I don't think it's going to be really appropriate." Which,
nice.
Which is freaking hilarious. Yeah. So he comes out, does Slow Motion. From what the article says, most of the crowd are singing it full bore, which is cool. What a badass show, guys.
Third Eye Blind got to play around that whole atmosphere, which is that's epic in its own right. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So in Kansas City, everyone's watching the match. Okay, well, what do we got to do tonight? We're going to see the best rock band that America has to offer.
Yeah.
So very cool.
That's so fucking cool.
Very relevant to the FIFA. Correct me, I don't know FIFA.
I don't either. I was never a soccer person.
Yeah.
Here in the state we're in, soccer and baseball.
Right.
Those are I don't even hear about wrestling.
Not so much.
I hear about football with the high schools and things like that, but it's really soccer and baseball where we're at.
Yeah.
And
True.
I don't know. It's crazy.
But yeah, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really cool show.
Yeah.
It sounds like Steven was vibing off that, it wasn't just we're playing a show in Kansas City, by a bar or college.
Yeah.
There was such enthusiasm. He came out and did slow motion in full, and everyone's singing along.
It's
with their jerseys on.
I love
it.
It's definitely a special show. And that's cool. He gave them what they wanted.
Yeah.
They're one more song, cool. This is what I'm going to do for you. That's awesome.
And he's all it might be offensive, but no one found it offensive. And if you did,
tight.
You weren't singing along. And if you were, you're in the right side of history.
Yeah.
Sounds like a freaking great show at KC.
Yeah.
I do want to touch on the show we talked about 2 episodes ago, because we touched on the Nantucket show. In Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And what makes that show so special is that it was a Steven one-off,
Yeah.
right? And he does them throughout the year.
That's still a goal.
To see, yeah.
I have to see Steven by himself. I have not seen Steven by himself yet.
Yeah.
I have to. I have to, soon.
It would be fun.
I need to. It's a must.
It's a whole different experience, right? It's him and the guitar.
I love the band, but
yeah.
I guess, it's almost like if you were to go and see Dave, in the band, and then just see Dave. Same.
Totally different vibe.
Totally different vibe.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing though, right? It's your hero, the person you want to see.
But in a totally more intimate context.
Yeah.
Without the, the crazy, fanfare. Of course there was that, but, it's more intimate. It's a man and his guitar.
Yeah.
It's how he wrote the songs.
I do love acoustic.
No, there's something special about that, of course. And I think that's the formula for the bands that we like. Or artists that we like.
Yeah.
They can take it to the band level, and it's this epic rock production. But then you can see him at a smaller venue, and he comes out with a guitar, and it's a whole different thing, bare bones. You can hear every word, every nuance of the guitar, right?
Yeah.
The lyrics.
Because the lyrics speak for themselves.
Sure.
And if it's a good song, and you're a good songwriter, you're going to do fine out there by yourself.
Of course.
Without the band with you.
Sure. And I've always said this, a good song can be, dwindled down, funneled down to one man that wrote it, and one guitar, be it, or one instrument, maybe, you wrote it on piano, right?
Yeah.
But any good song that's worth its, ilk, can be funneled down to the person that wrote it and one instrument. Yeah. So, we definitely have to make it a point to see Steven solo, and he does it like sporadically throughout the year, and it's kind of random. This was at the Muse. It's a pizza theater, which honestly, like, this is kind of a thing. Like, it's a thing now. Like Stubbs Barbecue, right? Like, maybe 10 years ago. This is like the new thing. Portland really had this shit on lock. Yeah. Where like they kind of combine these restaurants with like a really specific cuisine, be it pizza, barbecue, something. But
they're really good at something, and
it's epic. But then next door they have an A-list venue. Yeah. So Muse, on the surface, if you don't know what you're looking at, Muse Pizza in Nantucket, you're like, oh, he's playing a Pizza Hut. No. Like, this is the new way.
It's like when we went.
It's the new way. It's
like when we went to Portland and we saw Tim Reynolds.
Yeah, it was by a burger place.
Yeah, but then there was a lot of really amazing restaurants in Portland, Oregon. Yeah. So like,
but the place you're talking about with Tim Reynolds, right? Yeah. Who's a premier band, kind of B plus A minus tier. He's not the Dave Matthews tier, but the theater next to this burger joint.
It was ridiculous.
It's one of the most premier intimate venues for an act like that. Yeah. Like either like a small trio, a duo, or, for instance, Stephen Jenkins solo. Yeah. And you go on that, their calendar. Yeah. And there's, I think it's like Grace Potter. Like, there's some really amazing acts. Mm-hmm. So, like, this is kind of the new way that I saw in Portland all the time, Seattle, where it's like you combine, like, really niche food, really amazing food. And then next door you have, like, a venue that can, have thousands of people that also has, like, top of the line sound system, and you're selling tickets on eTix or Ticketmaster. Yeah. Or Live Nation. Yeah. Like, whatever the case may be. Exactly. So, very cool. They have a lot of big acts coming up there in Nantucket. Let's go over the set list that Steven did in Nantucket, right? Yeah. And it's a little different than the recent Third Eye Blind sets, right? So, let's see. Let's go. Number 1, Stephen Jenkins in Nantucket. Blade. Ugh. To the Sea. On. Dust Storm. Yeah. Silver Lake Neophyte. Shipboard Cook. Mine. Slow Motion.
He did Mine.
He did Mine. Yeah.
See?
It's yours now.
Damn it. This is why I need to be on the East Coast, guys.
Right, I know. He did a mid-set 7-slot Slow Motion. Always welcome. Motorcycle. Anyway, I just want to put that in there. If they're doing a mid-set Slow Motion, like, this is a loaded set. Yeah. Anyway, Motorcycle Drive-By. Why Can't You Be, which is, I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah. Red Star EP stuff, right? Yeah. Amazing, beautiful song. About shower massagers. Box of Bones, The Background, Blood Bank, the Bon Iver cover, right? Yeah. From the Covers album. Thanks, I Want You, right? Mm-hmm. Deep Inside of You comes out of the blind. Yeah. Deep Inside of You makes an appearance. Like a Lullaby.
When we were in Arizona.
Deep Song to Us. And then ends with Jumper, as far as we can see, the Muse Nantucket. Massachusetts. Hats off. What a beautiful set. Sounds like a really fucking cool venue. Yeah. Honestly. So, the fans were going crazy on that. Some people that we met in line in Vegas actually recorded some videos. That was fun to see that. So, thank you guys for showing up and, giving us some great videos of Nantucket, which was a really heralded show. And, from the set list, you can tell that was one for the books, man. And, we got to see Steven solo.
I know, and we're not, like, that far from Cali, so I'm like, maybe that's what we do, because he does a lot of those in Cali. So, like, maybe we do that.
He seems to do a lot of East Coast.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Well, like, at some point, we're going to end up there. But, ooh, yeah. Because, like, Dave plays East Coast a lot, too, and those are those special ones. Like, that's what pisses me off is, like, Steven does all this, like, great shit that I don't ever get to hear when he's on the East Coast. And I'm like, so I belong there, you guys. Like,
that's right.
I've been West Coast my whole life. I'm ready to go to the East Coast. Like, I can't, like, miss the good shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not that any of it's bad.
I mean, it's all good. I want to see the rare,
selfish
the rare
reasons,
shit.
yeah, the rare shit. Like, come on. And like, Dave does the same thing. Like, we talk about this, the comparisons between those two. Like, Dave is on the East Coast doing crazy shit too, and I'm like, why can I not be there right now?
Yeah. Or Steven, you know, like we know that you record right at the border in El Paso, right?
Yeah.
It's Sonic's.
Let's go back to Speaking Rock, because I loved when they played there. It was fucking hardcore.
Or just come up, you know, like find a little bar in, you know, Albuquerque or El Paso.
Las
you know,
Cruces.
Or Las Cruces, you know, just play a little bar, you know.
Yeah.
Give us like 3 days notice and we'll show up in droves. I guarantee you. We'll show up in fucking droves.
Yeah.
So, anyway, cool to see a Steven, you know, solo set in the middle of a late summer, you know, length of shows.
Yeah.
In a month of shows. But yeah, anyway. Of course, we got to catch up on what's going on in Steven 3EB world, and we have a section coming up. We have a guest coming up.
Yep.
So in the past, we had a segment called Into the Blind.
Yeah.
Where we brought a friend of ours on who literally, minimally, did not know much about Third Eye Blind, if anything at all.
If at all, yeah.
Right? And so that was fun. Go back if you haven't heard that. But now, and there's been a lot of fans that have been, you know, emailing to be on. And so now we are in a place where we are excited to invite, you know, some hardcore fans on.
And again,
and hear their story.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a hardcore fan on tonight.
And again, like, we're a fan podcast by fans for fans. So, of course, we're going to have fans on. We would love, like, we're trying to get other interviews as well. Like, we had, you know, the amazing photographer and, you know, Amanda, and we're gonna have fans on, and we're gonna kind of like balance it out for you guys. And then sometimes it's just gonna be Dallas and I, just because we like to bullshit. This is kind of how it started, because we sit outside for hours and just bullshit.
But right now, I'm very excited about having our first fan, our first hardcore fan on the podcast. That's true.
Yeah.
And we'll have a lot of folks on.
Yeah.
I've heard your email. I've heard you. But cool to have this next guest on as our inaugural fan interview.
I am so excited for this. I think there's going to be a lot of fun stories, you know, things that like other fans are going to just love and eat up.
Sure.
You know.
So here we are. Like, this is very exciting, Sam. Here on Strange Company, a Third Eye Blind podcast, right? We have had some interviews, right?
Yeah.
But this is our first interview with a hardcore 3EB Third Eye Blind fan. I would like to welcome to Strange Company, Christina Vargas.
Yep.
Welcome to the pod, Christina.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
We're super glad to have you. And like, our inaugural big fan, right?
Yeah.
So it's very fun.
This is our first fan interview at all. Yeah. So this is going to be a blast. Yeah. I'm excited. So
you're making history for us.
Yes.
That's awesome. So I guess, you know, we do have a little bit of history personally together as fans, but we'll get to that later, right? I want to hear about you as a music fan. Like, what were some of the big bands, like maybe even before Third Eye Blind, that kind of got you into music hardcore? It's kind of the early start of Christina Vargas's love of music and rock.
I had a brother older than me, 12 years older than me. So we grew up in a pretty like kind of religious background. So kind of the sheltered kids, you know, and that was okay. But my brother was really into like rock and roll. Like Kiss was like his all-time favorite. The Doors, and that is kind of where I started. I would listen to The Doors. I guess Jim Morrison was my first Stephen Jenkins. And so, you know, that was that was it. And other than that, it was just probably listening to the radio, you know, for, you know, the pop songs, popular songs, top 40 type stuff. So in high school, starting to listen, I was mostly like, I think I was really into like Blink 182 a lot. And then, you know, watching the Total Request Live, and then, you know, there they
baby,
came
TRL,
with
right?
Jumper. Yep. And, you know, once you heard Third Eye Blind, like that was it. And, I have been a mother like since I was young and all the way through. So, I haven't really had to have my own like music taste and just listen to my own stuff for a really long time. So I've just really kind of delved right into, my fandom that's always been there. So I don't have like a huge, background in music per se. But just listen to a little bit of everything. With friends, we probably do like, some country dancing and hip hop and things like that. But most of the concerts I've been to have been rock concerts. And I think, one of the first as a teenager was like Incubus. So I saw Incubus, Buck Cherry, Puddle of Mud. I was really into Puddle of Mud, and I've seen them tons and tons of times too. Well, not tons of times. I guess I've seen them like 3 times. So,
do you think it's funny that like all of the younger generation now are like bringing back like all of those bands? Like they're all coming back.
Right. And I think it's the parents. It has to be. I know with my kids, that's what it is. Like, I have a 28-year-old son, and he'll listen to Third Eye Blind. He won't admit he's a fan, but he is, because I've seen his playlist and what's in it. And he's actually one that he's the one that invited me to one of the shows that I wouldn't have probably even known was coming, things like that. And then like my 21-year-old, he's been into it, but it's like they hear it and then it kind of sticks with them. And I think like my 28-year-olds once started like showing me music, and I'm like, yeah, that's Green Day and that's this. So it's probably definitely what they heard growing up from parents and family.
Yeah.
And then the kids are gonna explain that music
Yes.
to you, even though you grew up with it.
Yep.
It's all like
Exactly.
it's like stop it, fools. Like I love you, you're my kids, but I that's my heart. Like I grew up with it. Don't tell me
Yes.
about my music. You know what I mean? Don't even.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I'm like,
There's a
hold
bit of that,
on.
right?
Yeah.
Just wait.
What was the first memory of experiencing our favorite band, your favorite band, Third Eye Blind? Let's go. First memory.
All
And
right. First memory.
thing.
This is
Go.
going to be from a total teenage girl point of view.
Sure.
My dad had like a stationary bike in the living room, and it was in front of the TV, and I would sit on it, watch TRL, and How's It Gonna Be came on. And I think I had already seen, the video for Jumper, stuff like that. But
Right.
it was like, you guys have seen the video, and Steven's eyes are just like, so, you can, and I was just like, whoa. And so I don't even think it was the song at first. But it was
No,
just,
I
and
mean,
then,
fair,
listening to the
fair.
song, heard the song, then, you're listening to it, you're hearing, Jumper on there, Summertime Life. And it was like, yeah, this is like really cool. And so that was it, like, kind of watching for that video every
Kind of
afternoon.
helps if the lead singer looks badass, right? I mean,
Right. It was like,
helps.
whoa.
Yeah, the videos back then were so awesome. Like our
Yes.
daughter just loves Steven, and she's like, she kind of compares him like eyes wise, like you're bringing it up. Paul Rudd had similar
gosh.
eyes. Did
I
you
have,
know?
yes, and they do kind of look the
Similar.
same. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
Had a
they
similar
do. It's
look.
like if they ever make a like Third Eye Blind movie, like Paul Rudd could totally play Steven.
Yes.
But yes, they do have similar eyes, and like, I don't know. I like Paul Rudd a lot too. So
Same. We're a house that loves Paul Rudd,
Oh, yeah.
so
I'm a big crush since Clueless. So
yes,
right.
that's her too. Yeah.
God, Elton, can't you suck? Come on.
yeah.
Everyone knows that quote.
That's awesome.
Hey, and you know what? Paul Rudd aside, you love Steven, you like the way he looked, you like the way Paul Rudd looks. Guess what? My first coming to Jesus meeting with like my puberty was guess who?
Who?
Alicia Silverstone from Clueless.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there you
I'm like,
go.
okay,
Kind of
I
caught up
feel
in-
something different. My hormones are like, percolate. What's going? What is this?
She kind of had
What
this
is
like
this?
she had this like innocent look to her though.
Yes.
Oh, she was hot.
But
man.
she
I
was
I
still
like-
very-
I was
That's
like,
what was hot.
She had that like
No.
mischief too, like her little smirk.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
A bad girl, but she was a innocent at heart.
Well,
Yes.
I was like 13, so I was like, coming up,
Yeah,
coming up.
that's hilarious.
So what happened from there? Did you ever see them live after that first moment? What kind of
Yeah, what was your
propelled
first
you?
live experience?
Yeah, yeah.
My first live experience is literally like 20 years later.
Wow.
So it wasn't until 20 years later. So I'm going to have to give this backstory. So you remember those like Random House, those CDs, you could order 11, whatever. That was the first thing I did. Was I remember I went for 11 CDs. I can't remember all of them. I know it was definitely Third Eye Blind. I think the Goo Goo Dolls, Sublime, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I picked Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, you know?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I did. I got those 11 CDs, and when I got them and I listened to the entire album, I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I was just blown away. And that's been and is probably still just my favorite album. And so I just listened, and like I said, I've been a mom, just kind of raising kids, and every time I get that alone time, that's like where I went. And then so you hear, I think I wasn't really too familiar with Blue and Out of the Vein when they actually came out, just like the ones that were on the radio, like Never Let You Go and Deep Inside of You and Crystal Baller. But they were good, and so those were the ones I was listening to on the radio, with my toddling along. I had one child at the time, so it was like that. I always kept them, very close. They were like my little personal getaway and listen time alone.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I have some close friends. Most of my friends have been like through adulthood. I don't have a lot of childhood friends that I am still close to, of course, just acquainted with. I've lived in the same town my whole life, so I know the people that live here. That's about how it goes. But trying to get people to go to concerts with me, even like Puddle of Mud, because we live here close to El Paso. I don't know if you guys lived in the area when they used to have Street Fest. So El Paso used to have a rock and roll street fest, and they would bring bands. And so they brought the Goo Goo Dolls, they brought Papa Roach, they brought a bunch of, and Puddle of Mud was actually one of their frequent headliners. So that's how I saw them. And, I could never really get anybody to go with me. And usually I would end up going with like dudes I know. And so
I mean, what
let's go.
Yeah, and so it's like really cool. And I think I think I did get somebody to take me. I went to see 30 Seconds to Mars. Another crush there. And so yes. Oh, him. And him too. Like, he has his own little cult following. So I think that would just make it weird, though, if Third Eye Blind starts.
It's like literally a cult.
It literally
is. Because I'm like, that is so cool. They're preserving a whole island, and all these people are there for all this time. And then it's like, wait, that is really kind of weird if you think about it. But it's kind of cool too. But so just like that.
Like Jesus, right?
Yeah, and that's where it's like, no, I think that's just a little too much for me.
Are you
but
gonna play the songs, or just gonna like turn water into wine? Okay, whatever.
I know the name. I shouldn't what is it called? They call every bit like the Echelon. It's okay. But getting back on track. There was I don't remember what music festival was in Vegas at one point, and the group of friends I had, we were down there like annually. And so I was like, we would decide, like, what are we going to do? Somebody wants to see a show. Somebody wants to do this specific event. Like, what are we going to do? And there was that music festival, and they were selling single day passes. And I said, Third Eye Blind's going to be there. That's all I want to do. Yeah. And then everybody's like, yeah, sure. When you get there, nobody would go. And then I would just not go. And so come 2017, they're, touring, they're having the Summer Gods tour. They were going to the Hard Rock in Vegas. And I told my friends, let's go to Vegas that weekend. And everybody's like, yeah, we'll check it out. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Nobody ended up going. I went to Vegas by myself. I went to the show by myself. And that was like the most amazing experience ever. Like, I wasn't even scared until a couple of times, like on the strip, when I'd be in an Uber and people would be like, oh yeah, where are you going? Who are you here with? And I'm like, oh, I don't want to tell them. And I don't want to say I'm by myself. But it was awesome. And I ended up, not the front rail or anything. It was probably a row or two behind. And there was this group of people and, everybody's like, what's your favorite song? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, look at all these people. Like ever since then, like, if I want to do something and nobody's coming, I'm going. Like, like it was just like, it was so amazing. And then I met these people. They were like it was kind of like a family. It was like this group of brothers. I think they were there celebrating something and like their wives and significant others. And, I ended up hanging out with them for the rest of the time, even after the show. But I was just like, oh my gosh. And we even stayed in touch. It was like through Snapchat. And like when they were in Red Rocks in 2022, they were sending me like, the videos. I wasn't there, but they're like, did you come? And I'm like, no, I didn't. And so that was like really amazing. And they played the debut album from start to finish. So it was just like a dream to me, like, oh my gosh, I get to hear this live and see it live. And this is just so amazing. And so that was really good.
Yeah. So when you were in Vegas and then you went to Albuquerque, just like we did, right?
Yes.
So, was that like the first time you were going like back to back like that with them?
Yes, it was, because after 2017, I didn't see them again until 2023 in Albuquerque at Sunshine Theater. And that was just a happenstance. Like I didn't even know how or what I was going to do with my kids.
Yeah, no,
it was like, yes, I'm buying these tickets, and I was in a relationship at the time and I was like, I'm going, sorry.
Yeah.
And I went and it was like, I just was like, whoa. And I had my daughter, she was like 13 at the time.
Yeah.
My sons both, like, I think they were working and stuff and because it was really last minute, like 2 days before the actual show.
Yeah.
And I took my daughter, we even stayed at the Airbnb with these people.
Yeah.
Oh, and man. So it was just like this wild thing. And even she was just like, wow, like, that was actually really fun. And, she even to this day, all I get is the side eye and eye roll because that's all I listen to in my car is Third Eye Blind. So she'll just be like, ugh. But she wants to go to the shows too. Like she'll even say like, the next time you go, do I get to go too? And so that was really fun. And then, I have 2 younger children. And at the time, like, I think Third Eye Blind came to El Paso for like a Neon Desert Festival. Yeah. They did another show somewhere and I wasn't able to go with them. And like, it's really sad because there really isn't a reason I shouldn't have been able to. Like, I just, I didn't have like a supportive partner to be like, hey, go ahead, or this will, like, it was always like, isn't it, that's too much. And I really wish I hadn't missed those, but I did. And,
never again.
Yes. Then they came to El Paso last August. Yes. And like, I just was, I don't know if it's just where my head's at, where my life is, but I was like, I want to go to all of these shows. I'm sure you guys saw they had that like whole Instacart thing for the free concert in New York and the terminal. And I was like, please, I want to win tickets to that. And I even wanted to just fly down there. And everybody's like, you realize that you're ridiculous trying to spend that much money to travel to a free concert. It didn't happen. I missed the Halloween show. I was sad because I was looking up all these tour dates and like the travel just wasn't working. And then they did a pop-up holiday show in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I bought the ticket first. I signed up like with the radio station and they did the pre-sale code. I bought the ticket, booked a flight, booked a room. And then 2 months later, I flew to Tulsa, went to the show, and flew back home the next morning.
Like stylistically, though, Christina, like throughout the years, since you first heard the band to now, what sets Third Eye Blind apart stylistically for you compared to other bands that you like or bands that you've heard? Like, what stylistically sets that apart for you? It's an important question.
It is. It's kind of hard for me to explain. Like I said, I don't have like the best like music background. So the way that I would like describe it is, the songs and the music, it goes like from a whisper to a scream, So like, like you kind of start off, it's like a melody and then it's just going hard, and that's just That's kind of what it is. It's like it's just full of so much like emotion. Like it's like an emotional roller coaster, but it's like, you start off, I don't know, just kind of down there and then you're just up there and like,
Yeah, like I totally feel that because that's how I feel. I'm like, there's some songs.
Yes.
And we explained it like on one of the episodes we just did when we did the Albuquerque concert. Um, there was a lot of people that sat down because they thought it was a ballad.
Yes.
But then all of a sudden they're screaming and it's hardcore and they're like, oh shit, we got to get up.
But then Wounded's not a ballad. It is not a ballad.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's an anthem. So, absolutely. All right. So we both experienced this and like, this is cool. This is how we kind of know you, right?
Yeah.
Through the, through the groups and through us doing this podcast, we realize that we are very close in proximity as neighbors, right? Which is very cool. So let's speak to that a little bit. You mentioned a little bit that, throughout your time living here, you might not have known too many Third Eye Blind fans. You know what? I can agree with you. I've lived in 11 states, and but here's the cool part, though. In every state I've lived in, I will go throughout my life, and randomly, the biggest Third Eye Blind fan will be put in front of me, and I realize that we are strong and we are not alone. We are not like 1,000 people in this county, but in the country, we are strong. And when we find each other, it's important. So I think that we found each other. So talk to that. Like, I mean, how crazy is that? We found each other. Like, we're finding these hardcores throughout random, like, things in life and venues. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. So the first group of people I met, they were like from Pueblo, Colorado. And so that was really amazing. And it's kind of sad that that kind of connection kind of just like dissipated. But even at the Pearl, I was before the show started, I was waiting for my son because he didn't want to show up early. He thought and I only got there an hour early and I was too late. Okay. So I was like, my track was I want to get as close as I can. And I met this other woman. Her name is Nancy Dixon. So, she's part of the group too. She's a flight attendant. Her and I started talking and she had all these photos from all the different times she's met Steven or the band, through the airports or before or after shows type of thing. So that was like really amazing. But it's like so amazing because it's like you kind of meet and then I kind of meet and glanced with you guys there at those shows. They're sold out. They're like, it is a crowded place and everybody is like enjoying themselves. And it's like, that's what I say. Like, that is my euphoria. That's my place. And, when the first time I saw them, there was a bunch of people when they were here in El Paso at Speaking Rock, there was a lot of people in the crowd too. And that was really amazing. Some people that didn't hear them before, they were just there because, but even they were like, having a blast by the end of the show. And my son even was like, Mom, you're just talking to these people and telling them all these things, but it's like, you can't, like they feel it. It's all right.
As you said, we have to talk to each other to know that we're there and around. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's amazing. And we're so glad to have met you. Well, actually, this is the first time we've like actually met, right?
Yeah. Right. Yes. It's otherwise been just kind of.
Yeah, but like I recognize your face. I do recognize your face from Vegas, right?
Yeah.
I believe you were all right. So here's the rail, right? Here's the rail. Steven's, leg is there, thigh is there. And then I turn here. You're about 3 feet that way.
She was right next to the twins.
Yeah, you're like 3 or 4 feet that way. And like we were captured in pictures together.
So
which was cool.
She was behind. So I thought she was next to me.
But I remember her. I remember, right? Do you remember though? Because like I wore this little orange hat. The orange hat is specific, And I remember like we kind of made eye contact.
Yeah.
And we kind of had that vibe. I can't remember the song. Was it Shipboard
Slow motion?
Slow mo.
That makes sense.
It was slow motion.
People kind of don't like. People will just kind of.
So let's focus on slow motion for a second, right? We didn't know each other, but that is a song that you can literally like look around and find people like me and you and Sam and us, right? And you know that we're a part of the same circle. Like we get it, right? Speak to that.
Yeah.
Speak to that. We've never met, but we made a contact based off a song that we all know that like, hey, if we know this, we're deep. Speak to that.
Oh, I'm gonna take you to the Tulsa show. So I did get there early, but I did, buy like some water and some beverages because I was like, I plan to plant myself up there and stay, but I don't want to like get dehydrated. But there was like a local band and then a band called Paradox. And like I could tell while they were playing, like people were really into and even talking about. So I started asking people because I was probably like in the middle of the like stage pit area. And I'm like, who are you here to see? And I'm like, when they're done, is it okay if I take your spot? And I kind of worked my way up to the front. And he was a younger guy and he like had this like, oh, well, I'm a big fan. And I'm like, well, so am I. And his friends were somewhere else. And I'm like, if I move over there, I'm losing my, front row, middle like view, and I can't. And I'm really sorry. But it was during that show, like, as the show went on, I think it was a lot of people that were like, it was their first time seeing them. They were kind of there for like the local band, things like that, the radio station. And so, I'm there screaming and singing everything. And like, people are kind of just looking at me. And even that kid was like, you know what? Like, you're for real. Like you are like geeked out, a nerd. Like you weren't kidding. Like you could have your spot, but, it is like that. Even at Albuquerque, I had, didn't get, floor pit seats. I was in the front, one of the front rows, but like you said, everybody was sitting there and same thing. And they're kind of looking at the people who are singing, but it gets everybody going. Yeah. But like, I had this girl like next to me and she was like, oh my gosh, like, that is like so amazing. Like you go, like, good job. And, it is, but you can tell like who knows it, who doesn't, but they want to know because there's something about you when you're in that. Even my son was like, Mom, I have never seen you like that. He was like, you were just like, he was like, you were gone, but it was like the best thing. Cause he was after the Pearl, that was the first time he went, but he was like, I've never seen you like that. And like, whoa, and he's like, I love it for you. I love that for you. Cause it's just like, and like, I think people see that and it's like, it's an amazing feeling, but it's you can tell like who knows
and it takes like
who knows
like 1 second look around and right
and I'm sure you saw because you were by the twins, those were the ones I was like kind of focused on because they were younger, right?
Yes.
So it's like, how do we get them to like get excited about this because they were excited to be there, but they were like not really knowing what to do.
They're like, I know a couple of songs.
Arms. Yeah. I'm all grabbing arms. I'm like, up here, guys. Like, let's go. Right? So she was right next to him. So she can attest to that. Like, this is what we do, though. Every time we go to a show, we try to get everybody riled. We want.
And it sounds like Christina's right fucking there.
I got a video. I did get video, and she's she's into it. So
I'm like knocking people's drinks out of their hands. Sorry.
Exactly.
Me,
no,
like,
you should.
Yeah.
You should.
Us, I mean, we have so much fun. We're at these shows and like,
yes.
Yeah. So what did you think about Albuquerque? So we talked a little bit about Vegas. What did you think about Albuquerque?
So Albuquerque was like definitely a different vibe. Like, they're like the seats. They even commented on like, why is there seats at a rock show for real? And I was literally the only person standing in my row at one point. Like, and then Steven walked over to the edge of the stage and then everybody got up and like, that was like, one of the girls was like, oh, good job. But I'm like, I wish I could take credit for that. I don't know, we don't know what he's seeing, what he's doing, if he was going to do it anyway. But like, there was a few, because like my son, he had seats like right where I was, but 2 rows back. So, and he's like, Mom, I think we could sneak down there. I think we could, but I'm like, I'm done. I'm here. I'm staying.
Yeah.
But there was like a few other people like standing, but by the end of it, everybody was up, like, but at first people are sitting there, and I was thinking like, this kind of sucks. Like these people suck. And why are they sitting on the seats down there when I could be standing down there? It was like, I was just like, man.
Yeah. Like one time I messaged Danny and I was like, I think it was the Vegas show. It was one of the shows we were going to go to. And I was like, I think it was the Vegas one. And I was like, I hope there's not like, seats. I really want pit for Vegas.
Yes.
And he was like, yeah, seats. He goes, seats are so lame. And I'm like,
yes.
Yeah.
So
like the thing of it is that the people are actually sitting in them. Like,
well, I think
Exactly.
even Steven said something at the Albuquerque show.
Yes.
He's all like, I hate seats.
Rock shows don't need to have seats, like, period. But it was still a good vibe. Like, everybody, it turned out so good. And they just need to sell the alcohol faster. Because I know that, like, the people next to me were like, oh my God, like, I was in that, it was like over an hour for, like, waiting to even get a drink inside. So, aside from that, it picked up, though, like, and it was wild.
Did.
So, I was
expecting an opener or something, because I was like, is it just them? And me and my son, we were in the merch line, and then he wanted to get a drink. So we're in the line, and it was really long, and it was so crazy because like I kind of caught a glimpse. And then all of a sudden, what was it? Thanks a lot is what they started with. Right. But I was like, oh, and I got out of the line, and my son even told me, he's like, that's really weird. Like you didn't even know what was going on, and you took off.
Yeah, we were there during sound check.
The show had started, and I was like, get what you need. I'm going to my seat. Like this, it's on. We're late. I'm going to my seat. And
I'm all texting.
So like I did.
You're like my Uber. What happened with the Uber?
But it was so, I'm all so sad for him because he came down and I was already going, and I knocked his drinks out of his hand. So he had to go back up, but I'm like, I'm right here. I'm not moving. I'm done.
Right on time. You were there right on time.
Yes. Right on time.
We were worried about you. We were like, oh, is she going to make it? Because we were there and like, like you text Sam and you're like, I'm not sure, we got this Uber problem, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But you made it.
You
made it. Yeah.
We did. And the Uber, like they were trying to drop us off, but they're direct, and they're like, you can't drop off here. And I'm like, I am not walking that far, but they dropped us off like in the parking garage. And the guy even came down there yelling at us, get out of the parking garage. And we're like, we are.
Yeah.
So like, we're not getting back in the car. We're walking up. But that was kind of wild. But
let's go back for a minute. So Albuquerque, obviously we touched on Vegas, but we didn't touch on this about Vegas, right?
Okay, yeah.
Vegas is an event venue.
Yes.
Right? Like, if you're going to see any band in Vegas, it's an event. So let's talk about kind of leading up to that. What was your thought process with like, oh my God, Third Eye Blind's playing Vegas? Like us, we're like, okay, it's right around her birthday. It's Vegas, which is like its own thing. Own thing, right?
Exactly.
Like you can make a whole weekend.
Vegas.
You can make a whole weekend of Vegas. So any band or artist that plays Vegas, it's an event. What made you want to go to that one? What was the experience leading up to it? Like, where'd you stay? Like, what was the experience in life?
The whole experience for Vegas.
Yeah, because we didn't really know you like too much until after Vegas, right?
Right.
So I want to hear your Vegas story because we have like a 2-hour episode on our story.
Right.
I want to hear your story. Let's go. Vegas.
All right. So my story can be it was exciting for me. So I told you I had tried to check like all the tour dates that they had, couldn't do it and actually Dallas, I think you're the one that shared with the Facebook group, the pre-sale for the Pearl.
Yeah.
I booked it. And then again was like, oh, I don't even know what's going on that weekend or who needs to do what, whatever. And then I looked at rooms and we actually stayed at the Rio. So, we were close by. And we were originally supposed to stay in the Masquerade Tower. So I think that one is like further back. But I have a 16-year-old daughter and she wanted to go. I invited my 21-year-old son and he was like, yeah, like I'd like to check it out too. Like, like his favorite song and probably only song that he really ever listened to was Crystal Baller. So he's like, I'll go. You're going to Vegas. I want to go to Vegas. He's 21 now,
I'm going to cut you off for a second. The fact that there's someone in the world that the only song they love is Crystal Baller gives me hope for the world. Does that make sense?
It's a good song to love. Yeah.
I mean, holy shit. Go ahead. Gives me hope in the world. Go ahead.
This is a family-friendly trip. I've also, I've kind of given up on my like wild debauchery. So, for reasons of faith, things like that. But we start looking like, what can we do? I know I'm staying they're at the Rio off the strip and I'm telling my daughter, it's beautiful structures, beautiful, the casinos are beautiful. Like we can walk around, we can look at them. And I'm telling my son too, like this is strictly family oriented. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Arte Museum. It's the immersive. That's what we did. So like we literally, Friday we drove in, we got there, we walked the strip a little, looked at the Sphere. We're in Caesar's Palace most of the night.
That's what we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegas can be whatever you want it to.
Yes.
And there's a lot to see as families. Sorry, go ahead.
Yep. And then so we were in Planet Hollywood at the mall. Yeah. We went to the Arte Museum and then it was the show. And then the next day we drove home. So it wasn't like any crazy wild fun, but the Arte Museum was a great experience for me and my daughter. My son ended up not making it. He is 21. He was his own person and apparently has his mom's streak of I'll do it by myself type of thing. But, so he enjoyed a little more and delved into a little more of the life and nightlife there. But we were just kind of there just strictly for that. We tried to go to the pool, but it was windy and cold. Yeah. So, but
about that. We were there for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we checked in, they ended up putting us in the other tower, which was facing the Palms. And you guys had already posted, that whole billboard that they had going. And so like I got to see it and I'm like, oh my gosh, look, it's right there, So it was so exciting. And like my son, when we went to the Palms, he's like, why didn't we just stay here? And I'm like, well, because me and my daughter that's originally what I was going to book. Yeah. But when he wanted to come along, cost wise and room wise, it was just easier and cheaper at the Rio. So we were trying to be, frugal. And I'm like, but we're still, we're right there. And we did like that first night, we had the whole blister. When you guys were talking about that, I was like, oh my God, I had those blisters for like a month.
Oh, yeah, you heard it.
It was so rough.
So you guys got the Vegas blister too? You guys got the blister?
Yes, terrible. I was so moody on Saturday. Like while we were at the museum and at Planet Hollywood Mall, I was like, even my daughter was probably over me because I was moody and it hurt. And, and then it's funny because that's what my son's like, oh yeah, but when you were at the concert, you didn't care about those blisters. And I did
not think about it. Because not thinking about it.
But that's concert science.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Concert science.
I don't know what happened. I couldn't post them anymore.
Dopamine rush, right? But then as soon as it's over, you're like, oh,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
What about it? Anyway?
Yeah, no, the whole. For like weeks later, even in Albuquerque, they still hurt. But of course, the night of that show, they didn't for some wild reason. But I think my feet are barely healing. It's like 100%.
I still have scars. I think yes. We all still have scars, Christina, honestly. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But, like we said, we did that, but that night, it was just so amazing. I did not want it to end. And I think I even might've cried to my son, like when I knew it was the last song, like, no,
don't let it
I want it to stop.
Yeah. No, so, we definitely feel that concert depression that
yes.
Yeah.
So like after the show was over, like we kind of talked about this, like, did you hear when everyone had the mass exodus, like they were playing "Semi Charmed Life" and everyone was going
and then
ham.
everybody else was singing it too, and that made us stay. We actually ended up going. They had like, it was called like Ghost Bar or something. So we like went in there. We went ahead and went because we're like, you know what, like let's stick around and see what's happening here, you know, type of thing. But it wasn't it when we got up there.
The thing, I get it. But overall, like amazing show, destination show for you, right?
Yeah.
A big thing about Third Eye Blind that I've met many fans across the spectrum of this country of Third Eye Blind fans, even in Vegas. Like there's, you know, a fan that I met, many fans that have lyrics or something specific to Third Eye Blind, like etched on their skin forever, right? You know, right. You have something on your skin that is forever for you, right? That is related to Third Eye Blind. Is that correct?
I do, yes.
Can you give us kind of a whole explanation about what you have, where it's at? What's your Third Eye Blind tattoo, Christina? Let's go.
All right. So inspired. I mean, I've been wanting to get a tattoo that like was really meaningful to me, a cover up specifically. The cover up was the first part. And I had this like partial armband tattooed by a friend in high school in his living room. And it was very ugly, and it's been on my arm forever, on my right arm. So I had, there's this like faith, hope, and love logo that I wanted. And I found like a tattoo artist that was able to incorporate it onto, you know, my skin. It does like to kind of do that. And then the other thing I thought is like, I would love to get some like Third Eye Blind lyrics, but then at the same time, like I am, you know, very deep into my faith. So it's like, I would want it to be very meaningful because I do. That's another thing about Third Eye Blind is I know what the songs are about. I know what some of the lyrics say, but it is very spiritual in a sense. So like I wanted to think about all the different lyrics that meant something to me. And there's a lot of them that are like really deep. Like, you know, I've never been so alone, never been so alive, but those are almost like the depressing ones, you know? Sure. And there was a few that I ran through, you know, you got to steal the time of a life that's passing by from faster, you know, things like that. And I really did like kind of go into some of my favorite songs. And because there's pieces even from Semi-Charmed Life, you know, like he talks about believing the faith that grows, the four right chords, like which ones are going to speak to like to me in my life. So I did right here on the inside of my arm, on the back, on the inside of my cover up. There you go. I got lyrics from I Want You. We know what that song is about, but you know, I chose, you know, want to know how deeply my soul goes, deeper than bones. And it correlates to Hebrews 4:12. You know, where, you know, God's word penetrates deep into the joints and marrow, basically the bones of your soul. Like, so that was really something that I was like, that's it right there. Because like, I do believe this, and I love the words and just the rawness and the realness and authenticity of, you know, the music and the lyrics. I mean, I say it's like musical poetry. That's what it is to me. Sure. And I could probably
Third Eye Blind meant so much to you.
Yeah.
That you etch that into your body as deep as bones, because you'll take that with you till your last breath. I mean, that's going to be with you. I love that.
You know what I want to get? You're going to laugh at this.
What?
What was it? The first motherfucker to the cheese.
Yes.
Totally want that.
I think that's important too.
Yes. You know what? I'm going to say I love that. I have a 6-year-old son, and he wants to hear all of it, but I do have to be cautious, you know?
Sure, yeah.
But there was a time where I think it was like my Amazon Music was just playing, and I usually skip through, but I think I was talking to somebody at a pickup line, and, you know, they love Ways, the dude, you know, they think it's so catchy, but there is that part. And he was like, what does he say? What did he say? And and he won't say the word, but that's like his favorite part.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
And that is, and like I have Irish twins, so they're 6 and 7, and my daughter just loves that. And she's like, she'll be walking around like, dude, you never call me by my name. It's hilarious. I love it. So and that's what I say. I'm like, here's my little, they're going to be, they're babies, and they're going to be the next, like, and
the next
but I have to be very cautious, and they're always like, no, I want to hear that. And because like the song will start and I'll be like, oh wait, like, let's put it back to this, let's put it back to that. And they're like, but we want to listen.
Even like the most profound lyric, I think this is what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but like I think what you're saying at the core is that the most profound lyric is just as profound as the one that is seemingly not as profound. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so deep as a lyricist. Like, I'm the first mother to the cheese.
Yep.
Actually has a lot of weight to it, just as much as, like, the one that you put on your arm.
Yep.
So, like, the seemingly simple lyric carries the same weight. And I think that's why...
so meaningful.
I think that's why the fans are, like, across the board. And they're an intelligent fan base. Like, within every lyric he says... And it might mean something different to everybody.
Yes.
You right?
It does.
Like, a lot of people want to know, like, what he thinks about it. I don't really think that way. I'm like,
what do you think about it?
What do you think about it?
What do you think about it?
It's really not your business to know what or care really what anybody else thinks about it, because when you write it's what you want.
It's out there in the public.
And you put it out there, and then it's for us to perceive it. And that's what I love. And I never would have thought about, like, the lyric you just gave us. I never would have thought about it in that way. In, like, that kind of a religious kind of way. That is so beautiful, right? I love that.
I think that's beautiful. And
that's so classy.
I've also never heard that.
Yeah.
I have another one.
Go ahead.
That's not the only one.
Oh, okay.
What do you got?
So right under it is Sometimes I Go So Hard That My Bones Sing.
Oh my God.
That one is correlated to a psalm also. And so it's like, and it is. And that's just like those. And it's like, if you think about the songs and what they're actually kind of about, like, and like you're saying, it means something different. And it's not necessarily the entire song. It's those specific lyrics and what they like mean to me, and how I incorporate it into all of me. So, and I've had this conversation like with my mom. Like I said, she's like, when I was a teenager, she hated the name of the band. She was very like just religious. You shouldn't read Harry Potter. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. So when you're coming at her with Third Eye Blind, she was like, no, like she was like, that was my brother with Kiss, oh, they're the devil.
Yeah.
And
here's what's crazy. So like, out of all the lyrics, and they have so many like legendary lyrics, right? And Screamer is legendary to us.
Yes.
To you, right? To us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But to, maybe 40% of the Third Eye Blind fanship, be it casual or otherwise, maybe they're not so in tune to the lyrics of Screamer like we are. And we are. You are.
Yeah.
You might be one of the few people on planet Earth that has a lyric from Tropic Scorpio tattooed to their body.
On my arm. I would love it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And here's a little preview.
Yeah.
Maybe the next episode or two, we may give our ranking of Third Eye Blind albums. Maybe. Yeah. And I will say that maybe Screamer is pretty up there.
Yeah.
Might be pretty up there for good reason. You put that on your body, Tropic Scorpio, right? Like, what does Screamer mean to you?
So Screamer is just like, so when I describe that and what it means to me, it's just going like all out. Like I'm done. I'm good with who I am, and Kids Are Coming is like literally my anthem right now. Like, I'm literally like, you know what? I have been like knocked down, and probably by my own decisions, but like, things have not been easy. They haven't. And then like, I just love that. And it even like kind of inspires me for like my children. I've had to like withstand and stand alone through quite a lot. And so like, and I'm going to share this just because I'm the person that just TMIs all the time.
Please,
I was going through the ugliest divorce for the past 2 years, and I had to represent myself. Okay. And I did it pretty successfully. But when I went to Tulsa, it was December 9th, and my final divorce hearing was December 15th. And like my dad was like, I don't think you have your priorities straight. You're not you. And you know what? I needed that because there was several times before, luckily they got like canceled and stuff, but I would have like anxiety and panic attacks. Yeah. But like hearing that song live, I was like, I got this, you know? So like, that's almost like an anthem. My all-time favorite song from that actual album is Turn Me On.
I love that one. I'm like, yeah, baby, let's go.
I love that song. Like and I'm sorry, like it just goes deep, you know, like I just love that song. And then like, Who Am I, of course. But you know, and then like, I just like to, you know, when you're listening to Waze, it's just kind of like a groovy, like, you know, that's kind of like the upbeat portion of it, but at the same time it's like, you know, it's about not being seen, but like
it's
you
way
know
deeper than like the surface would, you know,
but it sounds great.
Yeah.
And then Tropic Scorpio. I describe that as a breakdown and a party happening all at the same time. Yes. Because it's like, you know what? Like, it's just like, you know, it sounds like somebody that's just going through it, but they're like, heck yeah. I'm going through it, but I'm still like, you know, I love it.
This is an exciting topic. So I want everyone to have their piece. Go ahead.
So, like I said, you know, it's usually playing on Amazon Music. And if I don't skip it, you know, certain songs will kind of creep in while kids are in the car. And so like, I Got So High starts playing. And, you know, my daughter's like, you know, I'm in love with the whole world. And I'm just like, oh, wow. And, you know, I guess, you know, she asked somebody to play it and they're like, why are you listening to this song? You know, like, it's just like, but it is, I love that song too. It's just like, yeah, and that's all I can say is I love it. Like, if you ask me, what's your favorite? I don't know. What's my favorite song today? What's my favorite song this week? You know, it's so
and it really, like, that's the great thing about music. And we talk about this all the time. Like it can change weekly. It can change daily. Whatever mood you're in, there's a song for it, man.
Specifically about this band.
Yeah.
Specifically, so so we're gonna press you right now.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna press you a little bit, okay? Not too much.
Okay.
Like we know you're a screamer girl, of course, at heart, you know. But right now, and like this doesn't mean yesterday or maybe tomorrow or even 1 hour from now, right? Give me as it sits right now. If we cut this podcast off and we say, go listen to a song, what song are you putting on? And I would say that would be your favorite song right now. What's your favorite song right now? Christina, let's go.
It's Time in Berlin.
Oh,
Time in Berlin.
Okay. Didn't see that
I'm kind of on the R band part because it's Time in Berlin and Box of Bones. Like those two right now are kind of just like, they're just sitting with me.
Yeah.
I get it because earlier we were talking about how much we love Box of Bones. I get Time in Berlin. I'm like, we don't talk about that song enough. Respect.
Yeah.
Respect that.
I actually used it. A friend of mine, she was like having some stuff going on and feeling some things. And I was like, you know what? I just heard this song. I'm sharing it with you because like, this is it. This is the song. This is what you're feeling.
I love that. And I think it's funny because like when you were going on, like it was hilarious because like you and I are more alike than I thought. Like I'm a mom too. I've also been through a lot. And I think there's just something with like Steven's music and the lyrics and the depth. And like for me, I can really like put myself through a lot of that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's a song for everything I've ever been through. And I can feel everything. You know what I mean?
Long story short, she's the biggest Screamer fan on earth.
I do love that too. I don't know what it is. Like, I love me some Screamer. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And so the tattoo I would get is the first motherfucker to the cheeks.
Yes.
Which is from Screamer.
I am going to get that at some point soon. I'm pretty tatted up, but...
I know it's hard, but let's go. 7 albums.
List your least favorite first, all the way up to... And that's not saying that you hate it, because, like... Of course not. But, like,
we have to preface
to your favorite.
We're going to start from the least, and I'm going to do this just from the albums that I would not likely skip a song from.
And so with the least... Give us, like, a little reason why.
Yeah.
A reason why. Okay. So the least would be Our Band Apart. And so it's just like, you know how it kind of does that, like, kind of techno, sketchy, like glitchy stuff in it. So it kind of, you know, when I'm like a very like sensory person. So when I'm hearing it, it kind of like, you know, gets me a little offset. So it's like I listen to the songs I want to from Our Band Apart, and that's it. And then kind of move from there.
Fair enough.
Yep. So then next for least would then be Blue, but then of course it's not, because it doesn't have like great things on it.
Christina. I'm gonna cut you off, and we're never gonna talk again. Goodbye. Bye.
That's hilarious.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Like,
Christina.
And it's
Christina. I'm kidding. I love you. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
It's all
valid.
Like Darkness and Camouflage, like I have to be in the real mood to listen to those two. So that's why with
totally
that one.
Get it.
Okay. And then so like the next, and this is also probably an unpopular opinion, Dallas, I'm so sorry, but would be Screamer. And it's because the same, I might skip through a little bit more of those songs. And you want to know what's the most terrible about that? And the one that I skip through the most is the song Screamer. When I'm listening, I kind of skip it and move on to the others that I want to listen to.
Go ahead.
And then Ursa Major. And that one's tough too, because that one is really, really good. Like I literally cannot. It's hard for me to
so
like
hard.
order these.
I get it. Yeah.
Trust me, you're gonna get ours
terrible ordering them.
Yeah. You're gonna get ours.
No.
You have inspired the next episode. So go ahead. All right. So
And
Ursa,
then-
why?
wait. Yep. Go ahead.
Why Ursa in that spot? Just kind of give it a little.
In that spot.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So there's there's only 2 songs of any album that I would skip. And so I wrote those down because I was like, why? And it's,
it's hard, man. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. And then is Dopamine. That one I would listen to all the way through. But this past year, that has been like my go-to. I had like this whole whirlwind of emotions and things happening. And so I literally had Dopamine on replay from like October until February. The whole album, not just one song. It was the whole album. But my daughter's like, can we listen to something else? And I made her choose between Blue and Screamer. But anyhow.
You're funny. I love you.
Hard. We're just, that's most of the time that we're listening to music is waiting for pickups and things like that. But then next is Out of the Vein, another absolute no skip for me.
Classic.
And their debut album is just always going to be at the top, because like that is just the blueprint for everything. And so like I don't think I could ever replace that with anything else, because that's just it. That was the one.
And you think you have unpopular opinions? You just wait until I put mine out there, girl. Everybody's gonna be lighting me up.
Oh yeah,
that's like such a good service.
I'm about to get lit up.
That is a good list.
Yeah.
And with good reason.
Yeah.
With good reason.
Yeah.
So top of the list is Self-Titled. Okay, so let's go there. Favorite song from Self-Titled?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
See, that is the hardest one too, because my goodness.
Okay,
do you have to have a favorite?
Give me top 3.
Hold on, but she might have one though.
No, I'm gonna give her top 3. That's hard.
I don't have one. Like that, these kinds of questions, like what's your favorite song? Like what did I listen to this week? But when it comes to like, so I always describe it when I'm over here putting my voice out into the void on these public pages is like, how's it going to be? Definitely was the hooker, like the hook
Like,
that was my hooker too.
Yes.
I didn't pay anything for it, but
I
it was a
like
good hooker.
Semi-Charm Kind of Life. I like Jumper, but How's It Gonna Be is just something that, and it's always seems just like relevant to everything I end up going through and putting myself through and just moving on from the things. So that would be a top one. But of course, Motorcycle Drive-By, God of Wine. You can't, like, my son was so disappointed because he was like, I just wanted to hear God of Wine. And that didn't, because on the way up, I told him on the way to Vegas, all we're listening to is Third Eye Blind. It didn't happen. He was driving, so he controlled. But, we heard some songs and he was like, I want to hear that one, But, of course I want to. I do really, really, love that song. And so it's like, my cat just came in. but it's hard to pick just a single favorite of anything or even just out of all time. That's very difficult.
Oh, we're gonna press her. Bring out your phone. Okay, bring up the track list now.
For what?
I'm gonna put Christina to the test a little bit. We're gonna do a racket. We're gonna do a racket for you right now.
Okay.
And I think I might know your favorite song from this record. Okay, so let's do this. Losing a Whole Year, Christina. Right? Like act like you're on a game
Number
show.
2.
What?
Yeah, she's like number 2.
Losing a Whole Year versus Narcolepsy. Go ahead.
Ooh, Narcolepsy.
Okay. Narcolepsy. And honestly, like, it's so equally matched. I can just go down the fucking list, right? So, Narcolepsy you chose. So, Narcolepsy versus Semi-Charm Life. What are we doing?
Narcolepsy.
Lofty choice, but I don't disagree. Narcolepsy or Jumper?
Narcolepsy.
Not a bad choice. Narcolepsy versus Graduate, which I think I know where this is going. Go ahead.
Answer for me. Let's see.
You're going to say Narcolepsy.
Yes.
Okay. This might be a harder one, though, Christina.
All right.
Vargas. Narcolepsy versus How's It Going to Be?
That one would be How's It Gonna Be for me.
I was gonna predict that as well. How's It Gonna Be versus Thanks a Lot? I think I know where this is going, but go ahead.
I think I would still listen to How's It Gonna Be over.
No shit. And How's It Gonna Be versus Burning Man? I think this is a very obvious choice.
Yeah, How's It Gonna Be?
I think this is going to be very, this is fun. How's It Gonna Be versus Good For You? I think we know where this is going. Go ahead.
It's actually Good For You.
Oh.
Good For You would be
over
really?
How's It Gonna Be? Yes.
Okay.
Are you trying to be like?
I love that song because it's hot. It's
no,
so hot.
it's sick.
No, it's. I know where she's at.
Is
I know where she's at. We agree.
Is it because I'm a dude or something? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, Sam gets it. She knows.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think this is gonna go devolve quickly. Okay, Good For You versus London. I know where I'm going on this. What are you doing?
Good For You.
What over? Don't want to go.
Yes,
Come on,
yep,
told you I don't care. Really?
Over it.
Over fucking London?
Over London.
Hey, I like you. I like you.
Okay.
She's deep. No. She's deep cut.
Let me say this one.
Wait, London.
No.
We know what it is.
Good For You.
Sorry, Good For You.
Or I Want You.
I Want You.
Of course.
Yeah. That's a hard one, though. Yeah.
That one is a tough one, but
I Want You or the background.
Now it's getting harder.
It would
I
be
want
the background over I Want You.
Okay. Now it's getting really hard. I want to say this one. I want to, and like, you know what's coming, right?
Yes, I do.
What is it? The background or
Motorcycle Drive-By.
Of course it is. And this might be even harder. And I think you know what's coming. Christina Vargas, you know what is coming. Here it is.
You can't make me compare them.
You are about to compare them, Christina Vargas. Let's go. Big fan. Motorcycle Drive-By versus... See, I can't even talk. Motorcycle Drive-By versus God of Vino. What is it? Choose carefully.
I can't choose. What if I can't?
I want you to
Can
choose
I
carefully.
just play them over each other?
I know, huh?
Well, I would if I wouldn't get hit with copyright infringement, but but go ahead and choose it right now. And I think, like, look at my eyes right here. You see?
He's looking into the camera.
You see?
I do not succumb to peer pressure. Okay.
All right. I hope you don't, because I would.
I would probably stick with motorcycle driving.
Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
There it is. And that is the right choice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Sam, do you agree with that?
No, that's awesome.
I think
that was fun.
That was fun. And honestly, I think she proved a point.
Yeah.
What was the point she proved?
Which one?
Well, no, she proved the point that literally that album is so perfect. You can go down the list and bracket it, and it's gonna be fair.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, now, what album can you do that with?
See? Now
exactly.
you look bad because when we do the next episode,
well, don't spoil
I'm going to get lit up. And let me tell you, I'm all right. Like, I get it. I already know. We have gone to this place.
Yeah. But honestly, Christina Vargas, I agree with you. And I think that is the best track on the self-titled.
Ugh.
It is. It's a really good one.
Come on.
No,
Can I clap too?
Of course, yeah, do it.
Absolutely.
And thank you for coming on. Like, this has been a blast. Like I hope you had a good time.
I did. This was great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. This was our first time having a hardcore Third Eye Blind fan, and I will say this. She literally proved to be a hardcore Third Eye Blind fan.
Yes.
That's now a friend of ours. Like, very, very cool. Christina, thank you so much for coming on to Strange Company, a Third Eye Blind podcast.
I'm Sam.
I'm Dallas, and we'll see you on the next episode.